Back on a Tuesday. Got your Tide Pods, I see.
You right. You right.
You got your Lysol injections. I'm going to end up getting you in trouble
One day.
one day.
One day.
All right, y'all. It is Tuesday, and we're about to continue the draft recap show. Tonight, we're going to do the NFC and AFC South. We also have a couple big announcements going out tonight for the Loudmouth Sports Talk group. Something we're really excited about. So we're going to see how it rolls out. Courtney, go ahead and start us off. We thought the NFC South started off pretty well, so we're going to start off with them. And you're going to start off with the Saints for us.
Yeah, so man, New Orleans just gets a bad, like they got a bad 3 years in a row. Something bad is happening for them.
Yeah.
So, but year in and year out, you know what New Orleans is going to bring, and that's a credit to Sean Payton. And even still, like this year, they had a very strong draft. I would give them like when you look at what they did, because what they did in free agency and what they did in the draft and their needs, I think they addressed exactly what they need. So they started off by grabbing a center from Ruiz. Then they grabbed the outside linebacker Bond from Wisconsin, who I think is very underrated in the draft because you know certain schools produce certain type of talent. So you know if you get a backer from Wisconsin, you know what he's going to be able to bring to you. He's going to know how to play. He's going to be physical. He's going to give you that edge that you need. Then they got the tight end. They got a tight end Trotman. And I know, yeah. And then they finished with another quarterback, Tommy Stevens. So I think with that, those guys had a very solid draft. Because then when you look at it, they also added Emmanuel Sanders this year. And then Jameis Winston officially signed today.
Yeah.
And then on top, and then to finish it out, they had Malcolm Jenkins came back. And then another guy who is underrated to me. Had he not been hurt, this guy would probably be considered a top 10 middle linebacker in the league, and that's Kiko Alonso. So New Orleans had a very strong draft and free agency period. I think they definitely addressed all that they need to. Now it's a matter of, all right, let's put it together, let's finish, you know, because they were one tackle away from 3 years ago. They were a blown call away from playoffs 2 years ago, and then last year, I mean, they just it was a great game, but I think there were some bad calls in that game too. So for New Orleans, man, they just got to hold it down and be strong.
Yeah, them bring it again. Kiko being healthy, again another Oregon Duck that again linebacker wise, not a huge name in the league, but he does his job. Them adding Malcolm Jenkins, even though he's older, he's a great leader, and he's another dude that plays all over the field. He drops down into the box a lot. He plays again normal safety a lot, and again just their offensive power right now. Again, they have Drew Brees technically signed up for another 2 years. Um, Re-signing Hill is huge because he's a Swiss Army knife, and then adding all the them adding all the weapons that they did is going to be amazing. So another team down in the South that we were really excited about and we're excited about seeing this year. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody was excited about them this year. Obviously, the huge addition of Tom Brady and Gronk with the Tampa Bay Patriots. The outside of that, I mean, those were their two biggest, obviously, pickups. They had a couple good re-signings with Sue, Jason Pierre-Paul, a couple guys like that. They answered a lot of their questions uh, in the draft with Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. They got Winfield, the safety from Minnesota. I'm trying to see who else notably. Khalil Davis was a nice pickup for their defense. But obviously their biggest was in their off-season setup with adding Gronk and Brady. OJ Howard, they were still talking about trading, which I thought was very interesting, but I doubt they will, mainly because Tom Brady really likes having multi tight ends in his system. And again, obviously, we already know about the weapons they have at wide receiver with Goodwin and Evans. Uh, they kind of added some assurance to their offensive line with Wirfs, but they still got to work on keeping Brady upright and making sure that happens. Their other big offseason thing was tagging Shaquille Barrett on the outside. So again, we'll see how that works out for them. Obviously, they're already a big favorite in the NFC South, not only just the NFC, with the addition of those two guys coming down from the Patriots. Don't die on me.
Gosh.
How do you
That was
think the
bad.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in this offseason and their draft?
I think they're going to be a problem because you got a guy like Bruce Arians who he's not scared to attack. He knows what it's like to lead locker rooms. He knows what it's like to deal with attitude. Then you got a guy in Tom Brady who, have you seen how he's been acting? He is so much freer than he's ever been.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, again, you get out of a very strict team to a Bruce Arians led team that's very um, player friendly, I'll say. So I guess Tom gets to live a little bit freer
yeah.
than the Patriot way.
So I think with that, and then Steve Wilkes holding it down on the defense, man. Their defense is improving. It got better at the end of the year. But this whole division, man, is going to be crazy. Because then to talk about the next thing that I'm going to bring up, like the Carolina Panthers, man, their draft, I give them a solid A because they made it known exactly what they want to do. They are going all out on defense. Like they picked up Derek Brown from Auburn first. They got Gross Matos, the DN from Penn State. They got Chen, the safety. Um, they got another cornerback. And then they got the steal of the draft. You want to know who that is? Kenny
Who's
Robinson,
that?
cuz. Pittsburgh, born and raised. Shout out to Kenny Robinson, man. I'm telling you, Kenny Robinson is going to be one of the best safeties in the game of football. Mark my word. You heard it here first. Kenny Robinson is going to be one of the best safeties in the NFL. I will put my bottom dollar on it. That dude is a beast. And I think when you look at what they added on the offseason, they got Teddy Bridgewater, who was a very good quarterback before he got hurt. I mean, they were one game away from, in the playoffs when Blair Walsh missed that kick, they were one game away from beating Seattle. And Seattle doesn't win the Super Bowl that year. Um, they got Russell Okung, a veteran, to lead up front. They got Robbie Anderson, another guy, to lead the pack at the receiver end because they lost who was the Funches. They lost Devin Funches. They
Mm-hmm.
signed my boy C Mac, who's the best running back in football, to a long-term contract. They picked up PJ Walker, who was killing it in the XFL. And then on top of that, they picked up Whitehead as a linebacker to help try to fill the gap from losing Luke Kuechly, the best in the game, man. I think that's a crazy thing, but for Carolina to come out and make it known, they selected all 7 picks was on the defensive side. I think that shows what they're talking about, and I think it's going to be a great time to for Carolina, man. So big shout out to Carolina. I'm gonna be rooting for my man Kenny Robinson. If anybody knows, hey, shout out to my boy, man, hometown kid.
Yeah, Matt Rule really set the groundwork of what he plans on doing this year. Defense first. Again, I hope he's able to do what he's done at Temple and Baylor. He's done a great job there. Um, if he's able to continue and pick up what Carolina's done with some key pieces leaving, again, they'll be in a fine way. It's going to be real fun in this conference since, again, the two teams we talked about previously are already going to be top favored in the NFC South and the NFC overall and in the NFL. And the team we're going to talk about now, again, I think they added some pieces that they needed. They added some pieces this offseason that they needed. They obviously added a corner to an okay defense.
Who's they?
The Atlanta Falcons, my bad. AJ Terrell out of Clemson. They also added Myron Davidson out of Auburn, which was the other side of Davis Brown out of Auburn. Again, they added some other some filler pieces towards the end. Obviously, Atlanta's biggest pickups is going to be Todd Gurley, which we'll see how that works out. Again, we all know about the arthritis in his knee. So maybe they'll have him on a pitch count this year, maybe not. Adding Hayden Hurst to this offense hopefully helps Matty Ice since he has been struggling for so long. Laquan Treadwell already added into a very good wide receiving core. Again, that's just going to help because he's another great special teams guy. They upgraded their defensive end / outside linebacker with adding Dante Fowler with Vic Beasley leaving for Tennessee, which we'll talk about later. With adding Hayden Hurst, they also lost Hooper to the Browns, also lost Trufant to the Lions. In a part, I think, of the Hooper trade, they also lost Claiborne to the Browns. So, again, they lost some pieces. They added a lot of pieces. So it's going to, again, be another great conference to watch every year in and year out. They're always real fun to watch. I also forgot they lost Devontae Freeman. He's gone. So Todd Gurley's really going to be the bell cow there again. They do have Quadre Olison for Pitt. And again, they're just going to continue to hopefully get back into the tops of that conference. But again, NFC South that has already been very difficult just stayed very difficult.
So the NFC South, what's their grade for you?
Draft-wise overall, again, I don't outside of again them adding the steal the draft with Kenny Robinson out of the thing. And Tampa really, again, I'd give them like a solid B because again they answered some questions, but they didn't really make any real splashes. Again, unfortunately, most of those teams were towards the middle of the pack for the draft. So, again, they didn't have any big splash moves. What about you? What do you think about the NFC South?
All because of my man Kenny Robinson, they can get a B+. Because, man, that's a bad dude. Shout out to my boy, man. Hey, if you don't know, you heard it here first. That boy Kenny's going to beat it. I'm willing to say he will, in his first 3 years, he's going to be all pro and a Pro Bowler.
I hope so. Like we talked about last night, and we were going to talk about it more here tonight. Again, watching him at St. Louis, again, he was a huge piece for their defense. I was surprised how far he went, and like I said, now we're able to talk about it as a steal. But how far he fell with, again, pro games under his belt, I'm surprised. He wasn't listed higher, but that he fell like this. Or I shouldn't say fell like this, but that he wasn't graded out better with already pro games under his belt. And again, he was already one of the better safeties at West Virginia until he left there and decided to go the XFL route. Which I think if he would have, again, if that league would have been able to stay around without the virus issue, that it would have probably built up his class a little bit more. But again, hey, Carolina, good for you. You were able to get him. I was hoping Pittsburgh was going to get him because I know we needed a safety. And again, a safety like him, we would have been able to really use being able to drop Edmonds down in the box a little bit to take Barron's snaps over. So we'll see how that works out. Got some fire calls over there.
Yeah, we're in Southeast DC, bro. Of course. So, are we ready to show this surprise?
So, yeah, let's make this big announcement. We're going to take a little pause from the recap, make this announcement. Again, we've been really working on this on the back end of things to hopefully pop off Loudmouth to be able to just rep everything. So you want to show them?
Yeah. So, the shirts, man. Here, let me show. Is it gonna flip? Hey, here we go. Look at that.
We like it. So we're having a woman do it for us. She's down in DC locally with
Shout out to
Courtney.
Bombshell Bowling.
So she's going to be handling all the production for us for our T-shirts. We're going to have more information coming tomorrow. We got another special thing that we're going to talk about here in a second. But we're going to release information about how we're going to be able to get you these guys. Hopefully starting Friday or Saturday, we're going to start taking orders for shirts. We're real excited. Again, we love the fabric. So I have the same style of shirt on, just a different colorway that we decided not to go with just because of how the blue kind of fades into it. We're going to run with the colorway that Courtney has on. The other big thing that we're real excited about is we were thinking a way how to give back to you guys for helping us hit 1,000 members. So we're going to be doing a raffle starting tomorrow through Friday. We're going to be doing a raffle. Me and Courtney are going to put out more information tomorrow in the group. But the raffle is going to be $1. We're going to run it through Venmo. Everybody that gives us $1 for the raffle is going to be able to give us a number. Come Friday, we're going to draw a winner. For every 50 entries that we get, we're going to add another shirt as a drawing. So hopefully if we can get all 1,000 people or even 500 people, we're going to be able to give a bunch of shirts away. And again, give love back to you guys since you guys have been showing us so much love for being a part of the group, adding content, commenting. Again, me and Courtney are blown away every day when we check out the numbers for the group. Again, I think at one point we were over like 600% for comments and posts for our group, which we're loving. The other thing that we absolutely love, and again, I understand that females are always big sports fans, but again, going into this, me and Courtney were ecstatic about having almost 15% of the group being females and also having females interacting in the groups and sharing our content and adding their friends. Again, we love it. So this is why we're doing this drawing. We're super excited about the shirt, so we're super excited to give back to everybody showing us love. Right now, I think we're going to do the maximum entry per person, maybe one. We might do a couple.
Well, we're just gonna do the name. So to go off of it, we're just going to enter names. So if you want 5 tickets, essentially, we're going to do a random raffle with your name instead of a number because the number is going to be a little harder. So it takes away the maximum entry. So if you want to buy 100 tickets with your name will be put on a raffle spin wheel 100 times. So again, man, like George hinted to it, but the love that we have gotten has been so like blessed. It's like a blessing because for me and George, we send each other every day. We're sending each other like, bro, we're up to this number. Like, bro, we're up to this number. Every single person who has joined, every single person who has invited somebody, who has liked the post, comment on the post, shared the post, said something bad about our post, we appreciate it, man. And I think like you guys don't understand how excited and ecstatic we are. Like we've been working for almost a month now to get these shirts ready, to get these shirts made, which again, shout out to Miss Michelle over there at Bombshell Bowling. Also check them out at AFS Pro Shop for all your bowling tools, all your bowling needs, man. They've helped through this whole way, and they'll be taking care of all the shipping and everything else for us, man. So huge shout out to those. And then so that's one thing. So tomorrow, go ahead and check in. We're going to start taking a raffle via Venmo. So that's a big thing for us, man. So again, thank everybody. What's maximum entries per person? We can say no more than 5. Like no more than 5.
Yeah, 5 can be a decent cap.
Yeah. So one more look at the shirt because I'm excited to show everybody. Here y'all go, man. That's
hey, Miss Michelle has been a saint to us. Again, outside of me working on the logo, she's been in great communication with me and Courtney on getting the shirts that we actually wanted. Again, whenever we originally kind of talking to some people, they were going to just go with like a Hanes or a Gilman shirt, which there's nothing wrong with those. We've both, and I guarantee we all have had them up through different sports teams. But we wanted to go with more of an athletic kind of cotton blend. So we found the one that we liked, and she's been a saint hunting them down for us and then printing them up. So, like I said, we're going to run this raffle up until the weekend, and then we're going to get started on taking orders and then get these out to you guys so you can start repping Loudmouth at the gym, out and about, just having fun with this, man. We love it.
And again, details will come soon, guys. So now here we go. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't give a damn about the AFC South. Like, honestly, because the team I got, I'm gonna start off with this team. Let me just give you a scenario. You have a number 1 receiver who isn't outside. Like he doesn't cause problems on the outside, right? Like he's not really a troublemaker.
Literally no trouble. And after every touchdown, gives the ball back to his mom.
Give a ball to his mother. He donates to the community. He's not a cancer. You trade him for kneecaps and nickels. This guy,
bag of popcorn.
Listen. And then on top of that, then Laramie Tunzel, who got his ass whooped at tackle all year long, gets signed to a max contract. And then on top of that, the Houston Texans are about to be called the Houston Hospitals because everybody they got injury problems. They picked up David Johnson, injury problems. They picked up who? Let's see. Let's get down the list. Tell me if these guys have been hurt, George.
Their injury report.
Yep. Duke Johnson, injured.
Hurt.
Brandon Cooks,
knocked out.
Tim Jernigan.
Who?
Tim Jernigan.
Exactly.
Randall Cobb.
Hurt.
And then they got Thomas. I don't even care. Their draft, they got Blackcock the D tackle. They got Greenworth the linebacker. They got Heck the offensive tackle. And they got Reed the cornerback. Their draft sucks. Everything about them sucks. I'm rating them an F They fell. They
Hey,
suck.
listen, I feel bad for Houston. Ever since they promoted Bill O'Brien to be GM, they have absolutely just jacked everything up, and it's really sad. Um, again, I'm happy that JJ's happy in that community, and he's given back to that community. But I really wish he would have went to a team where he could have won a ring, because I'm sorry, he's never going to win a ring down in Houston, even if Deshaun Watson puts the entire squad, bus, and locker room on his back and runs around. Because again, like who, it's so disappointing right now for them.
I
And
just
again, they're in a conference that everybody else around them has either stayed consistent or got better. Even though we talk about in the athletic world that you either get better or you get worse. There's no real consistency. I feel like everybody either stayed consistent or got better.
I think their Colts are the most consistent team in the NFL. Like
Yes.
they are
So
the
so again, thank you for the perfect transition. That's the next squad we're going to talk about. So again, the Colts at basically is Mr. Consistency. They're always overlooked. Um, Even their franchise quarterback got dinged every year with Andrew Luck, and now he's gone. Which again, by all means, at first it was a head scratcher for me, but my man has a bigger brain outside of football. Let him do him, especially if he wanted to get out. But again, they made arguably some of the better non Tampa Bay Patriot pickups. So they signed DeForest Buckner out of San Fran and made
what
him, huh?
was it a sign or trade?
It was, I meant a trade.
Okay.
Traded him out of San Fran and then made him the richest D tackle in the NFL, actually leaping Aaron Donald. They got Phillip Rivers, added Shelton Day. I forget who he played for last year, but he's out of Notre Dame, and I really like him. They picked up Xavier Rhodes. And then what I'm really excited to see is they picked up Rosie Nix. So again, the Steelers signed Derek Watt, putting Rosie on free agency, and the Colts picked up Rosie, which is going to be very interesting considering their backfield. So they already had Myron Mack, and then in the draft they picked up Jonathan Taylor, which again that's a pretty nice 1-2 punch. Already given Phillip Rivers and Jacoby Brissett a nice backfield. I'm assuming Phillip Rivers is going to start, but you don't know. Jacoby Brissett has been very nice for them year in and year out the last couple of years, with Andrew Luck being dinged.
And they already prepared for their future by
Yeah,
getting who they got in the draft.
yeah, and they also picked up Jacob Eason out of Washington in their fourth round. The other nice thing is they added another weapon with T.Y. Hilton, with Michael Pittman out of USC. I really like this kid out of USC. I like his brother too. He plays for Oregon. Once again, I'm a homer. His brother plays for Oregon. He's going to be coming up probably next year, and that's going to be nice. They also added a safety out of Utah, Julian Blackman, a guard out of Ball State, and Danny Piner.
Shout out to my man Goggles because they picked up Blankenship.
Yeah, yeah, they added Goggles off of the undrafted free agents, and then they added a couple other pieces. But again, their offensive line is one of the more fun offensive lines to watch in the entire NFL, at least in my opinion. Just because it's fun to watch Quentin Nelson absolutely demolish people, and Anthony Costanzo at his left, also with Quentin. They're two fun guys to watch with Ryan Kelly. So again, Phillip Rivers is walking into a great situation. Again, hopefully he can be as consistent as he always is, but kind of step to that next level. because again, he does have a nice backfield now, some nice tight ends. And again, with DeForest Buckner adding to that defense, with already having Justin Houston, I don't know what is going on with Jabal Sheard. I think he is a free agent right now. Um, but I hope that he signs somewhere because, again, he's another favorite of mine from Pitt. And again, their linebacking core and safety is already nice with adding Xavier Rhodes. So the Colts have, again, just been Mr. Consistency and continued to get better. While, again, unfortunately, the first team that we talked about just didn't do anything but make a joke about themselves this year.
Which leads me to this take.
Another kind of joke.
Nah, so honestly, I'm not gonna say that because I think their head coach is a joke, but I think they actually had a good draft. They definitely addressed problems that they have. They started off by grabbing Henderson, the cornerback from Florida, who is a very, I think he's not going to be a lockdown corner, but he's going to be a very consistent number two corner. They lost Bouye and Jalen Ramsey, so I think that was a huge loss on their end. But they also got Scott and I don't even know how to pronounce the other guy's name. And then they grabbed Chaseon from LSU, another linebacker who his draft stock dropped because he was hurt. But had he not been hurt, he would have been a first round pick. Then another steal in the draft. So how many steals have we talked about? Kenny Robinson was one. Troy Dye was one. And then now we're talking about this guy, Chenault from Colorado. If you have not watched college, look up Chenault, the receiver from Colorado. If
He
you want
is
to look at
nice.
a dog, a baller, a shot caller, whatever you want to call this dude's a gamer. That man is going to be a beast. So they picked up Chenault. Then they got Danny Hamilton. Not Danny Hamilton, but Damien. Is it Damien? I don't know his first name. The D tackle from Ohio State. They picked up Barch, an offensive lineman. And then on top of that, they added Tyler Eifert, who, if he can stay healthy, he is a good tight end, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy for years. He was in Cincinnati. They added one of the most underrated linebackers in the game today, Joe Sherbert from Cleveland. They also got Gunther, another defensive tackle, and they got Woods, another defensive tackle. Well, defensive end is Gunther, and then Woods is the D tackle. So I think when you add those along, I would give their draft. I would give them a B plus, A minus. Like I think they attacked exactly what they want to do. I think the problem is now they got to look at what Ngogwe is what's going to happen with him, because that's just a mess. And we're not going to get into what he's going on, but he's having problems with management, which was started with Tom Coughlin, and it's now bled through. And then also, what are they going to do with Leonard Fournette? He's up on a trading block. He's not on a trading block. So it's going to be interesting to watch out for what those guys have done. So I'm going to give them a B because I really like what they did on defense, man.
Yeah, again, with how much issue they're having right now, and I'll say in the locker room, again, I think they should have attacked a couple more pieces. But again, I think Leonard Fournette is just running his mouth right now. He's not really asking to leave, but they keep saying that they're moving him. And then, I mean, the other guy, I don't know. Again, it's so weird right now, the standard of business ethics in the NFL right now with guys, I guess, forcing trades. Uh, I, I don't know where do you know where his contract situation is? They franchised them, yeah?
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
problem is from reading into it, they told him at the end of the season, apparently the owner's son had told him that his last game would be in December and that they were going to trade him. And it didn't work out, and there's just bad blood. You can tell, like Telvin Smith retired Calais Campbell wanted out. Jalen Ramsey wanted out. And I'm not saying it's a black person problem, but I think there's definitely years because you look at it, man. I would be so freaking frustrated if I have the best defense in the NFL for years on end, and you can't get me a damn quarterback, and you want to re-sign this dude who ain't worth shit. I would be pissed off if I'm that defense. How do you like their defense was one of the top for 3 years in a row? Like they
Yeah.
were loaded. And then, yeah, they got to the AFC Championship, but you knew Blake Bortles wasn't going to beat Tom Brady, no matter what. They put up 45 on Pittsburgh, but that was the year that Shazier got hurt, and we had absolutely nobody to fill his place. So I think with that, man, it's just a lot of frustration. And now that Tom Coughlin's gone, he's not in the office anymore. Maybe it's going to be fixed, but I think Doug Marrone should have lost his job, man. I
Well,
don't know.
there is a bunch of shady shit happening down in that team locker room. So like it's real hard to say what all was going on, just because
Yeah.
unfortunately they had a bunch of goofy stuff going on. You're having so much fun with that shirt. But again, staying with again how competitive that the South is. So we're gonna move over to Tennessee. They added Vic Beasley from Atlanta, which again, at least in my opinion, right now is just a filler position because Beasley's hasn't really lived up to what his hype was. They lost Coughlin to the Browns, and then they lost Mariota to Las Vegas, which, again, you can say what you will about Mariota, but having that kind of a backup talent when you need it is going to be nice, considering their depth chart right now. Behind Tannehill right now is Logan Woodside, which I have no clue who that is. And then Cole McDonald, which was the Hawaii quarterback that they drafted this year.
Who?
Exactly. Actually, Cole McDonald was actually pretty legit, but again, it's out in Hawaii in the Mountain West. That again, the offense is almost like Washington State, where it's a high pass team. So again, he's going to have big numbers. I forgot their other loss was Dion Lewis. Again, I don't think they used the 1-2 punch of Henry and Dion Lewis as much as I thought they would. But that's here nor there.
But they didn't really need to. Henry was just mowing everybody.
Yeah, but the changeup of Derrick Henry punching people in the mouth, then Dion Lewis getting to the edge could have been used a little bit more. He's not going to start right away, but they drafted Isaiah Wilson out of Georgia to fill Coughlin's leaving. They also picked up Christian Fulton out of LSU, a cornerback. They picked up another running back, Daraton Evans from App State, which he actually got a pretty high resume for middle round running back. And then like I said, they added a couple other pieces. One of them being the Cole McDonald out of Hawaii. Again, Tannehill, they didn't really add very many pieces, but again, they had a bunch of decent wide receiver pieces around him anyways. But again, it's going to be another focus on, again, Derrick Henry this season, with hoping that the defense is going to hold up for them, which, again, their defense was actually pretty decent last year. And having their coach with Vrabel being the guy, again, Vrabel is another highly regarded Belichick disciple again, that he's actually had success as a Belichick disciple. So I could see them still having a great year and focusing, again, main offense on Derrick Henry. Draft
Who didn't
wise,
get paid, which I thought was interesting.
yeah, and we'll kind of touch on that here in a minute. Draft wise, again, I'll give them like a high C, B. Again, they didn't have very many picks, and it's not like they went out and got anything. Went out and made any deals because they didn't really have it. The one thing that was interesting was the first night with Mike Vrabel with his kids in the background. My man with his Mike Vrabel's Pro Bowl jersey on and the blonde mullet, and the other one in the Mr. Frost Incredibles leotard was actually pretty hysterical. That changed pretty quick. But again, yeah. So they paid Tannehill at the end of the offseason. They paid Tannehill, not Henry. Again, the hard part about that is, again, unfortunately, right now, a quarterback's going to last longer than a running back. Again, you can presume Derrick Henry is going to continue to do what he does, but with Derrick Henry's style as a thumper, again, we'll see what happens this offseason. I don't know if they plan on signing him this offseason and going from there, but it was a head scratcher that they signed Tannehill over Henry.
But I love how Henry handled it. Like, he even said he want to stay in the blue and whatever blue and
red,
whatever. So they're the AFC South. What's their grade?
Draft wise, CB again. No real wow. Again, I guess they were lucky that they were a conference where they didn't have to have any wow drafts. But they also, I guess, answered questions for some of their positions. Jags, I was surprised that they didn't go after like a D end and a running back to maybe fill in positions that they already had. Because I'm not, off the top of my head, I can't think of the Jaguars depth chart, but I don't know who backs up for Fournette. And they could have maybe answered with something in the draft.
Yep, couldn't tell you. Is Chase Claypool a good pickup? Yes.
Chase Claypool was a great pickup.
Yes.
We kind of talked about it yesterday. Again, some of the analysts are saying that it puts Juju on notice. I think that's stupid. I think it only helps Juju because at least coaching-wise, because Tomlin and Fichtner didn't put Dante Johnson and James Washington in the position where they were mid-season to late season to kind of help Juju. It also didn't help that Juju got hurt. That's the other thing that makes me laugh about everybody's critique on Juju. He was dinged like 90% of last year with a knee and a concussion. So, again, it's real hard to make up for Juju snaps when you're hurt, or make up for AB snaps whenever you're hurt half the season.
Whew, y'all giving Big Ben all these goddamn weapons. They like the U.S. against Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction. God damn.
You're a mess. Woo! I just hope Ben stays healthy.
I don't give a even if he don't.
What's up, Big Dave?
Dave's in?
Yeah.
Let's get Big Dog to join. Hey, Dave, I'm going to send you a link, cuz. Get in here. Get in here, man. You always join in late. Like you got a family or kids or something.
We should wait until bring him in when we talk about his Dolphins.
I don't want to hurt your feelings. Oh, sorry, I'm just kidding. You mean my Dolphins too?
you don't know Dolphins.
I do this year.
But yeah, again, I really like the addition of Claypool. Again, with him playing how he did at Notre Dame. Again, God willing that Ben is healthy this year. It just gives him another big body. Claypool's like 6'4", 230. So, I mean, he's almost like he's a fast tight end, essentially.
Somebody said, oh, he doesn't run a four, like he's not as fast as his speed. I was like, have y'all watched Notre Dame play? He literally like all year.
Oh, he burnt everybody. He's another guy like Juju. And like Claypool might be faster straight away, so he's gonna be a more true number one and a big body go get up ball. But like Claypool runs a 4.4, and when he gets the ball in his hands, he's lights out. I mean, it's unreal. I'm very excited. Again, Big Dave is a Notre Dame fan, so he watched Claypool a lot. Again, I'm real excited to see that being all put together. Again, the two conferences or divisions that we talked about today, again, outside of Houston, honestly, I think everybody had a great offseason with picking stuff up. It's going to continue to be, if they're adding pieces, if they're able to gel together. That's what's been basically Cleveland's biggest issue, was they had a championship paper team, but they weren't just able to gel together. And it also doesn't help that wide receivers need quarterbacks to throw them a ball. But that's here nor there.
Right. And then and then again, and I want to say this: Odell Beckham is not a cancer.
Yes,
Is he
he's he's not a cancer, but he is a distraction.
Not really, because again, I don't know why he's criticized, because he's passionate about a game. Here's my thing in Cleveland. I'm talking about in Cleveland.
Cleveland
lately. People try to drag on what they did back then and what you did for another team. When he got to Cleveland, this man literally put his head down, went to work, and was not a problem, but people made him a problem. What are you smiling at?
Big Dave is here.
Is it?
I wish we could play the Big Show entry theme and not get kicked out of here.
Let's go. Hey! Welcome to the group. What's up, big dog?
What's up, fellas?
You don't know how to. You're a little close. We only see your beard.
So far away from this motherfucker.
So, what do you think about Chase Claypool, big dog?
Yeah, first, I'm a huge Notre Damer, so that dude is a stud. He doesn't have the speed, but that dude is a stud, man. He'll catch
a little too close.
He'll catch 80 balls this year.
I hope.
You gotta lean back like Fat Joe and drink your cup. There we go.
But yeah, man, I hope Claypool is able to be like an 80 ball catch guy. Again, this year, Courtney's always playing around.
all draft night.
So what'd you think about the AFC or NFC South teams? How do you think they did?
So I'm impressed with what Carolina did.
So is Courtney.
Yeah. They got better. Like, hands down, they got better. Jacksonville, I don't see it yet. I think that defense is pretty solid, but I just don't think they have the weapons.
Agreed.
I don't know. DJ Chark and Chenault together, Gardner Minshew, maybe. Like,
again, you hope Minshew mania continues, but again, I just hope he doesn't hit that sophomore slump.
They did pick Jay Gruden as his offensive coordinator, so
yeah, we'll see.
He guaranteed to fail.
I forgot they got him.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little bro's down there, and he's gonna fuck everything up.
It's in my notes.
And Tennessee just continues to get better.
Yeah. Tennessee got better. We were talking about Indy. That's Mr. Consistent got better.
But Phillip Rivers can't win. He lost 11 games, or he lost 7 games last year by 7 points or less.
Yeah, again, though, I'm very interested to see. That's going to be another one of those teams that the quarterback battle is going to be interesting. You brought Phillip Rivers in. He's kind of penciled in as the starter, but Jacoby Brissett has been Mr. Consistency the last, 3 years whenever Andrew Luck was all dinged up.
He's getting traded out.
Is he?
Because they can get a lot for him. And
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But you think about it. The good thing is that they will not have to use Phillip Rivers. They got Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack with that offensive line. You better just do this. Hey, bro, which side of the end zone you want to celebrate in? Because that's what they're going to have to do. But, like, you want to go on the left side? You want to go on the right side? You going to see a lot
Quentin
of
Nelson's going to be doing a bunch of keg stands this year.
Yeah, you're going to see a bunch of them.
That dude is nasty.
Oh, I absolutely love watching him.
By the way, Notre Damer, just to let you know.
Yep.
Who would you take? Zach Martin, Notre Damer, or Quentin Nelson, Notre Dame?
Quentin Nelson, hands down.
I would too.
Hey, who was Quentin Nelson's left tackle whenever he was at Notre Dame? That he's a 49er now.
Staley. No, Staley. He's playing for Baltimore right now.
He's in Baltimore? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought he went to 49ers. I was going to say.
No, that was his right.
Oh, okay. I want to say they just added Trent Williams. That's going to be another nice offensive line.
Yeah, and they only had to give like a second and a fourth or something, or
yeah, something like that. They made a next to nothing trade.
It wasn't as bad as the trade from Houston. Houston, we have a problem because what the hell are we doing? All right.
Billy Boy is messing things up.
And this is what I don't get. This is what makes brothers so upset. You could put him in there, but you can't give a brother. I would rather have Marvin Lewis, where my team is going at least knock us out the playoffs because we stupid, but we get there and we have pieces. I would rather have that than Bill O'Brien, who is just on Bill Belichick's nut, and that's why, because he yelled at Tom Brady. That's why people liked him, because he yelled at Tom Brady. I hate that.
But you can't give one man so much control.
Yeah, I understand, especially a loose cannon.
Yeah. But I don't care if DeAndre Hopkins bangs your wife. Keep him on the don't care.
especially a quality wide receiver like that. Like,
give him my way. There you go.
And then they paid Tunzel, Duke Johnson, Brandon Cooks, and Randall Cobb. What?
They just paid Tunsil so he doesn't use that gas mask again like he did on draft night. I'm still scratching my head on that.
It wasn't me. It was a burner account. Yeah, okay. That's what you want to call it.
You never see his face.
He definitely burned something down.
You don't see his face.
How do you think your Dolphins did there, big boy?
I think they hit it out of the park, man. I just think it's still a stretch on that kid from USC. You know, that tackle. The dude's, I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's a long guy, but I think that cornerback that they took at pick number 30, I think that kid's a stud. He's good.
Howard and Byron Jones, two guys with good character to teach this corner.
Yeah, and he's going to be a slot corner his entire career. Like, put him in press man and let him run.
Yep.
I would have liked to see him at a inside linebacker a little bit earlier, or maybe go with that kid from Wisconsin, that Bond kid, or
yeah.
But I think they did well. That defensive tackle from Bama, I don't see him panning out in the league, honestly, because he's one of those he picks when he gets to go kind of guys.
Yeah.
But I think they did well.
How long do you think they have Tua hang out and just watch?
I say week 8, week 9.
Do you think they rotate through Fitzmagic and Rosen first?
No.
Or Fitzy and then Tua?
Rosen's gone.
Yeah? That's what I think, too.
Yep, cut his ass, get him out of there.
I think, honestly, I think Tua will, barring health, I think he'll start. I think he's going to be a starter. Because I think they now have the mentality. Flores has brought in the mentality. We're not going to shit the bed. Like, and I thought that said a lot about the character because for some reason everybody's like, they're going to be the worst team. They're going to be the worst team. They're going to tank. And he's like, no, you want to bet? I'm going to show you. And that talent that they had to win 5 games last year, come on, bro. And then you're talking about Tua Tagovailoa is the best player in the NFL draft. Let's
Yeah.
get that damn straight. He
Yes.
was the best player. Had he not messed up his hip, he would have went number 1.
Yes.
The only reason why he did it was because he got hurt. And they're like, oh, he has a hip injury. He had 2 minor surgeries on his ankle, and then he had the hip, which is okay. But he's still the best player. This man came in the middle of a national championship game and dropped dimes with no problem. Like, if people like Joe Burrow had stallions. Besides Judy, like, I don't even give a damn about Alabama's teams. Like, you just knew Tua was going, like, I was just like, damn. Like, when Georgia seen him, that's like, man, please don't throw 40 on us, please. Please. Like, Tua's, and then you're talking about, man, just watch. There's going to be deep ball throwing, Tua Tagovailoa throwing that thing around all year long. Miami's going to win that division. I'm saying it right now. Miami's taking the division.
You're giving up on your Bills Mafia that quick?
Oh, shit, wait. All right, I recant my statement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I recant my statement. Because Bills Mafia, hey, they had a good draft, too. Shout out to TJ Wiley, man. I wish he was in here. Because he would probably have a boner by now.
We'll talk about the East tomorrow more. But, again, I think obviously with Brady leaving, again, the Patriots were leaning out anyway. But, again, Brady leaving definitely opened up that division. I didn't see the Jets really add very much.
Who?
Exactly.
I forgot that was a team.
The Bills in Miami are going to be a very fun contest to watch in the coming years.
And again, I will say this: people are sleeping Jarrett Stidham. I would still put my money he's going to be a starting quarterback in the league. People forget he was at Auburn. It's not like he went to a school where he didn't play anybody. He was at Auburn with Gus Malzahn. And the only reason why they didn't succeed was because Auburn loses so many people year in and year out on the offensive end. People need to relax. He's going with Josh McDaniels, who's still there last time I checked. He sat under Brady for a year.
At least for right now.
Right, for right now. Like, come on, guys. Like, people just, oh, New England's just going to be, no. But Buffalo was already there. They were a quarterback, like, in Josh Allen. I even talked about TJ with Coach Wiley. I was like, my faith, the problem with the Bills last year was Josh Allen, if he had to throw the ball to win, he couldn't. Now, I didn't know if it was because of talent or if it was because of him not being able to do it. But now he got Stephon Diggs. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be another offense. It's going to be real fun to watch.
They're already there on defense. That defense is already together. They going to be some problem. Buffalo, New England. It's going to be like the AFC North where you got 3 teams who's just going to pound each other and don't nobody want to see them. And then now there's 7 playoff teams? Woo!
Yeah.
Again, 3 from the same division.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, that's the one thing I'm excited about right now is it seems like everybody's evening out where, again, for the most part, we're going to have legit competition across the divisions and not have like super shitty.
You can have a possibility of all 4 teams making the playoffs.
Yeah, if you play that good, yeah.
Holy shit! Imagine that, like the entire. AFC
yeah, you could have 3 wild card teams.
Yep.
That's going to be like the AFC South a couple years ago.
Or the AFC North when Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh made it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're right at our hour mark. We're getting this thing done, man.
We're pretty consistent. I don't think he heard you.
No, what's up?
Did you see the shirt?
I did see the shirt. No.
You got a 4X coming your way. We got you.
Yeah, that's solid, man. Let me know. I mean, that's badass, man. I think the design is good. You know, I think you guys you're doing things the right way.
Thanks, brother.
So, what was the big announcement though? Because I had to get the kids to bed, so I didn't have an opportunity to jump on earlier.
So we're going to be running a raffle starting tomorrow through the end of the week. That you're able to put up so we're going to be doing like $1 entries for the raffle. And we're going to be giving away a shirt and raffling it off. And every 50 entries that we get, we're going to add another shirt to raffle off.
Nice.
because we hit 1,000 members. We're actually at like 12, almost 13 now.
Yeah.
So again, we're showing everybody love that showed us love. So we're hoping to get a bunch of turnout and get some free shirts out.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're real excited about everything. Again, I know you've been adding a bunch of people into the group and having some fun with the interaction.
Yeah, and I like to talk shit to people I don't know, you know.
But thanks, man, for joining in. We'll talk to you later.
For sure.
Maybe we'll bring you on tomorrow to talk about more about your Dolphins.
Yeah, give me a shout, man. I really appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
My
For
man,
sure.
talk to you later.
All right, boys.
All right. All right, guys. Hey, again, shout out to everybody who's liked, comment, shared, anything to do with Loudmouth Sports Talk. If you haven't, go ahead and join Loudmouth Sports Group. Shout out to Bombshell Bowling. Shout out to Michelle and AFS Pro Shop for getting it done, helping us with the t-shirts. Shout out to... No, I'm just kidding. But all seriousness, man, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. And go ahead and join Loudmouth Sports Group.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow, folks. We're going to be hitting up the AFC and NFC East tomorrow. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. See you later.